My parents used the $42 zero wedding fund my grandmother left me to throw my twin sister Emily a luxury wedding with a celebrity photographer and rooftop garden reception for 200 guests. I found out when Uncle Greg accidentally spilled the beans over Thanksgiving dinner. When I confronted them, they just shrugged and said I never wanted a big wedding anyway. That's when it hit me. I was nothing more than a backup plan to them, and now they're crying for help I'll never give. Growing up, Emily was the golden child while I was practically invisible. She got new clothes every season, expensive cheerleading camps, and mom posting her achievements on Facebook. Meanwhile, my robotics wins and full scholarship barely got a "that's nice, honey." Uncle Greg used to joke that I was the spare twin, and it cut deep every time. Mom would roll her eyes at everything I did, calling me too serious. I kept that inheritance letter hidden like a lifeline, proof that someone thought I mattered. After Emily married her rich boyfriend, she became even more insufferable. Designer purses, weekend trips to Napa, the whole Instagram influencer thing while never working a real job. Dad would brag about her social skills. At last year's Thanksgiving, she laughed at me in front of everyone for being single at 28. I sat there smiling through gritted teeth. That inheritance letter burning in my purse. That money wasn't just cash, it was my ticket to finally proving I wasn't some leftover daughter. Right when I thought I'd escaped their drama by moving to Chicago, Mom called sobbing about hospital bills from a fender bender. She kept hinting about how family takes care of family, in that guilt-trippy voice. I almost caved until Emily posted Instagram stories from some $500 a night spa that same weekend. When I asked Uncle Greg, he let slip that insurance covered 90 of their bills. They weren't asking for help, they were running another con. A few days later, Emily showed up at my apartment wearing a brand new Chanel bag. She looked around my tiny studio and said, "Mom's having a complete meltdown. You need to fix this." My hands started shaking with rage. I told her the inheritance was mine, and I wasn't budging. She actually laughed and called me selfish and ungrateful. Every word felt like a slap, but for once, I didn't back down. I tried one last video call with my parents, explaining I couldn't drain my future for their mistakes. Mom turned on the waterworks while Dad sat like a statue. Then Emily grabbed the phone and threatened to tell everyone I abandoned the family. My chest got tight, and my fingers were trembling. But I hung up. Later, Uncle Greg texted me bank records. Emily had been secretly selling Christmas and birthday gifts meant for me since we were teenagers. The real bombshell came when I checked those bank records. Emily had accessed my inheritance 3 months ago, using a forged signature. My heart pounded as I scrolled through transaction after transaction. The wedding photographer, venue deposit, designer dress. Every guilt trip had been a cover-up. I called them immediately, voice shaking but determined. Mom started making excuses. Emily just smirked, and finally Dad whispered, "She took everything." Something inside me broke free. I blocked all their numbers and mailed copies of the forged documents to every relative we had. The calls stopped within hours. Emily's perfect world started crumbling. Friends questioning her, relatives cutting contact, her Instagram comments turning nasty. I poured myself wine in my Chicago apartment, looked out at the skyline, and felt 28 years of weight lift off my shoulders. For the first time in my life, I wasn't angry or hurt. I was completely free. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe to check out more stories on my channel.